What are you craving more? 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 Butter sauce, more. Seasoning, more. Crab balls, more.
What's up? Crave more, gang. Welcome back to my channel. Hopefully y'all ready for another delicious video, because I definitely have one for you. And as you can tell by the description of this video, I will be making taco birrias. First, before we get into the video, what I would like for all my new viewers to do is to click on subscribe. After you click on subscribe, click on the bell notification so that you will be notified of each and every recipe that I upload. Without further ado, let's get into the recipe. Okay, to start, we're going to need 9 of these chilies. Okay, as you can see, I've already started slicing my chilies, so this is an example of how it should look. So let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna take my knife and I'm gonna just slice the top off. Once you slice that top off, you're gonna notice that there are a lot of seeds inside of the chili, in which we don't need them, so we're gonna just empty that out. Okay, after that, you're gonna take your knife and slice down the side of the chili and open it up. And then you're just gonna take the rest of the seeds out. We don't want any of the seeds left in, but there are gonna be a few you're gonna see once you cook it, but that's fine. So that's all to it. Place all 9 chilies inside of the water. Okay, we're gonna cook them until the chili soften up. Okay, the chilies are all softened. Now on to the blenderization. So let's go. I have 3 medium tomatoes, 1 large yellow onion chopped. Well, cut. I'm not gonna say chop, but cut. It doesn't have to be small. I have 1 cup of chopped carrots and 12 garlic cloves. Okay, now I'm going to add 2 chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. Okay, now I'm going to add the 9 chilies that we cooked and soaked. And as you can tell, I used some of the water from the chilies here in the bowl. We're gonna add that to the blender as well. Okay, what I have here is a tablespoon of accent, a tablespoon of parsley, a teaspoon of thyme, and a teaspoon of ground black pepper. So let's add that in. Okay, I have a tablespoon of garlic powder, as you can see here. A tablespoon of white sugar, 1 tablespoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, half a teaspoon of ground allspice, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon powder, 3 bay leaves, and lastly 2 cups of water, y'all. We getting there. All set and ready to go. So let's move over to the chuck roast. And some ground black pepper. We're going to flip it over and do the same thing to the reverse side. A little sea salt and some ground black pepper. Okay, now let's move over to the frying pan. I'm going to add some vegetable oil to my pan. Okay, now let's add the meat to the pan. Okay, I have my heat on medium high, so I'm going to cook it for 2 minutes on each side. I'm basically browning it on both sides. This helps with the cooking time once we put it in a crock pot. So let's go. Okay, the chuck roast is ready for the crock pot, y'all. Let's go. Now it's time to add that blended mixture. Here we go. Add 2 cups of water. 1 cup of beef broth. Okay, now depending on your crock pot, you're gonna let it cook between 4 and 6 hours until tender. So let's put the lid on it, y'all. Okay, y'all, my chuck roast has been cooking for 6 hours. So with my crock pot, I need 6 hours of cooking time. So let's check up on it just to make sure it's still tender and juicy. Okay, this how you know when it's done. Okay, now I'm gonna take 2 forks and we're just gonna start separating the beef chuck roast, y'all. And the fatty parts, as you can see here, I've separated some of the fat. So any fat that you see, you can just separate it from the meat and discard of it. Okay, here we have it. I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of beef bouillon powder. One tablespoon of complete seasoning. And 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour the sauce from the crock pot into the strainer. We're just gonna strain it until we just have nothing but sauce, y'all. Just the liquid sauce. Okay, all done. So let's get rid of this also. Okay, y'all, there you have it, that liquid goodness. Come on, somebody. Okay, once the sauce is settled, we're gonna use the oil to dip the corn tortillas in so that we can fry them on both sides on a flat top. Okay, that should be enough. You can take as much, as little, as more, whatever. But this is what I needed. Okay, now I'm gonna take a ladle and then I'm gonna fill it up. Y'all. Because we don't want any dry meat in our taco burritos. Y'all let me know down in the comment section if I'm saying it correctly or not, because I know it's so many ways. I've heard it 5 different ways, but that's what I came up with, taco burritos. But y'all get it. I got to say, I'm sorry, but I feel like this is one of the best recipes out there on YouTube for this, because I added my own twist, like I always do, to make things more flavorful, you know. Okay, my flat top is hot. I have it on a temperature of 300 degrees. And I also have my Mission yellow corn tortillas, the thin ones. These are the best in my opinion. So this is what I'm gonna use. We're gonna dip both sides. You gotta be careful because they are really thin. So after that, we're gonna place it on the griddle. Okay, now we're gonna flip our corn tortilla. As you can see, it's golden. Just how I wanted it. Yes, y'all. Okay, I have my mozzarella cheese. A lot of people use the Mexican cheese on this recipe, but I prefer the mozzarella. It tastes so much better. I'm just not a fan of Mexican cheese, so if you like Mexican cheese, go ahead, do your thing. But I'm going to be using mozzarella. Okay, now we're gonna add our beef. Keep in mind also too, this recipe makes about a good 12 to 15 birrias. Okay, I'm only gonna do 3 for video purposes, and I'm gonna cook the rest later.
What are you craving more? 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 Butter sauce, more seasoning,